Yo, what's up guys, it's Griff the Wiz. Welcome back to another video. Today's video I'm going to be showing you the best 140 setup right now for 140 fire PvP. Now, I think I have pretty good credibility because I know a lot of different fires, the connections I have from my stream, and I also know what people have been running so far due to the new Maycast Blade meta. I'm also almost a warlord on my fire, so I do have some experience in PvP and I kind of know what's worth using and what's not. Here we go. Hope you enjoyed the video, and yeah. This is the one piece that people could kind of debate over. I like to use the Mally hat, but you can use the Turk hat if you're running trap stack. Dragoon hat also works, like it's not too bad. You get some really good damage and some really good offensive stats. So, I mean, it's not that bad of a compromise if you're running for a full offensive strategy. I run the Motorist robe because it's just, there's no real choice on this robe. It's so good. It just totally takes away the school identity. Makes you basically have the robe that like an ice would have, which is really cracked. Puts you up to 9k health with your Mally hat, which is really insane. And it's just overall a fantastic robe. You can't forget about the Dragoon boots. These boots are really fucking strong. Definitely been the best boots in the game for a really long time. I highly recommend using these. Now with the wands, you could use the Executive Wand, the Marshmallow Wand that you get from boss, but you can also use the CL wand. All these are great wands that can be perfect for certain deck setups, and I highly recommend any wands that aren't those three probably aren't too good. For a theme, I mean, I've seen some people use the Uber theme without the set bonus, but personally I would obviously do Dragoon theme. It's super strong and it's great for a lot of different scenarios. Now, Amulet, I run the Dragoon Amulet to get the set bonus, but if you're running the Dragoon hat, you'd want to use the Uber Robe for sure, just for that extra 2 res and extra flat resist. But the Dragoon Amulet is fantastic. It gives you a great finisher move for whenever you need to either kill minions or finish somebody off and you don't have a Shadow Pip. It's just overall a fantastic amulet. Now, you definitely should go and farm the Aphrodite Ring as well, because Aphrodite Ring is really strong and really versatile. And you can use it in any scenario, and better than any game. You get a lot of power pip, you get a lot of health for a fire, some good universal damage, good incoming if you're going for power link or link strat. Just a fantastic ring, and I highly recommend farming for it. Now pet, there's a lot of different choices in terms of pet. Personally, for the pet I use my Ifrit Simon. Now I personally recommend the bare minimum for if you're going to make a WIZARD101 pet for your fire, or sorry, a fire PvP pet. You're definitely going to need a fired Ifrit, or honestly any of the Ifrit. You have the -90 card. Just fantastic and helps out extremely well against like myth players. It can come in clutch against death sometimes. And I mean overall it's just a fantastic spell that I recommend. Really strong. And having the -90 just comes in super clutch, especially as a conservative fire. And then in terms of talents, I've seen a lot of people run a lot of different type of pets. So there's a lot of different variants of these Maycast Blade pets. You'll see all of them all around the arena. Personally, the pet I use is the Proof Defy Fireblade, Sniper, and then Armor Breaker. Now, if you're running Mally Hat, you definitely need Sniper, you definitely need Proof, you definitely need Defy. But besides that, every other talent is up to you. If you decide you don't want to run Maycast and only want to have Maycast D-Lance, that's up to you. If you want to run Balance Blade instead of Fire Blade, that's up to you. If you want to run Dealer instead of Breaker, it's up to you. Personally, that's what I would do, but I'm not really willing. That's what I highly recommend for anybody to get into Fire. Fantastic pet. There's also the pet where you can run only D-Lance as the cast and have a lot of base damage and pierce. That's personally the pet I would use, but this is the pet I'm stuck with, so that's what I had to. Now with mounts, I personally run the rock mount. I don't have any damage or pierce mounts, so I just do this to replace any of those because it gets me to 102% power pip, which is good. And overall, I just really have no problem with using this mount. It's really strong and it's really, very versatile for me. And can help out fill out that power pip. And then in terms of decks, I personally think the Omen deck or the Darkmoor crafted deck is the two best ones. Now I personally am only running 7% power pip chance on the other one because that's all I need to get to 100% power pip. But definitely need to sock it up 10% power pip. of the rock mount. And yeah, I highly recommend the Omen deck, Rat deck, and probably the Darkmoor Crafted deck. So those are all three of the ones I recommend. I personally would always prefer to have the Darkmoor deck. It gives you a perfect opportunity to win any sort of bubble war. You can carry a bunch of solar surges, and it's just really strong for fire, especially if you play more conservative. Now, this is the deck setup. Now, you guys might run a totally different deck setup than me. It really just depends on the player and how you cycle. A good cycler can make a really bad deck decent, and a really good cycler can make a decent deck amazing. So you really just got to be wary of how you cycle your deck based off how it's made. Personally, this is what I use. I just fight as much as I can for bubble control. I spam shads. I have a bunch of set shields in case I play against trap stackers. I might start taking out Aegis sets as soon as I stop playing against so many trap stackers, but for now, it's what I'm running. Side deck, you can run anything, like any sort of variant of this. You want to have a lot of tower shields for those matchups against those balances. Make sure you have 2 or 3 triages. I personally run single stun because it sometimes comes in really clutch whenever somebody does the stun block and tries to strike. I run 8 fire elves just to have as many fire elves as I can, but sometimes I swap to 6 or 7. I usually have more blades in than that. Actually, I more often have this type of setup where I can have a lot of blades. I can blade as much as I can, and I also really need to pull blades whenever I need them. I make sure that I have those in my deck just in case. I have Fire Elemental inside just in case I play against somebody who's blade stacking on an ice or blade stacking on a weak character for that matter. Ash and Bones, some scenarios where I've had it come in really clutch. I have 3 infals. I have Fire. Oh, I'm missing my Fire Dispel. So I have a Fire Dispel, and then I'm missing my Death Dispel as well. I have a Fire, Death, and Storm Dispel. All 3 of these are really good choices. I personally don't ever need the Myth Dispel because I already have pretty much a 100% win rate against Myth. I almost never lose against. Only lose if they play extremely well. Storm, obviously, because they strike a lot. Fire, obviously, because mirror matchup, and the Death because they also strike a lot. And you can kind of bait out of rounds of their strike. So overall, these are the three dispels I run on my side. I don't really feel the need to use any others. That's pretty much my side setup. Now, in terms of my main deck setup, it's still getting worked on. It's still getting changed every once in a while. But for the most part, this is what I run. Carry as many braces as you can. Really good against Myth, Death, and Fire. It's just fantastic for all those matchups. It even works really well in balanced matchups when you're trying to build up some pips. Power Links for that matchups against those Deaths and Balances. And then I have my Heffies, of course, for whenever I go against Balance. And then that's pretty much it. Everything else is self-explanatory. Yeah, that's about it. That's my entire deck setup and my gear setup. Just for another quick rundown, I run the Mally Hat, Motorist Robe, Dragon Boots, Executive Wand, Dragon Theme, Dragon Amulet, Aphrodite Ring, Pet, the Rock Mount, and this deck. Deck of the Dragon's Bomb. The triangle socket. But that's about it. Thank you guys so much for tuning into the video. I appreciate it so much. If you guys plan on doing some 145 PvP and have any questions, just comment down below. It'll help you out. Make sure you sub to my YouTube channel. I upload every other day. Join my Discord. It should be in the description. And make sure to follow my Twitch as well. I stream every day as well. Thank you guys so much for watching the video, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace out.